Day 2, Genesis chapters 4 through 7. Chapter 4. Now the man had relations with his wife Eve, and she conceived and gave birth to Cain. And she said, I have obtained a male child with the help of the Lord. And again she gave birth to his brother Abel. Now Abel was a keeper of flocks, but Cain was a cultivator of the ground. So it came about in the course of time that Cain brought an offering to the Lord from the fruit of the ground. Abel on his part also brought an offering from the firstborn of his flock and from their fat portions. And the Lord had regard for Abel and his offering, but for Cain and his offering he had no regard. So Cain became very angry, and his face was gloomy. Then the Lord said to Cain, Why are you angry, and why is your face gloomy? If you do well, will your face not be cheerful? And if you do not do well, sin is lurking at the door, and its desire is for you, but you must master it. Cain talked to his brother Abel, and it happened that when they were in the field, Cain rose up against his brother Abel and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, Where is Abel your brother? And he said, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? Then he said, What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood is crying out to me from the ground. Now you are cursed from the ground, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you cultivate the ground, it will no longer yield its strength to you. You will be a wanderer and a drifter on the earth. Cain said to the Lord, My punishment is too great to endure. Behold, you have driven me this day from the face of the ground, and I will be hidden from your face, and I will be a wanderer and a drifter on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me. So the Lord said to him, Therefore, whoever kills Cain, vengeance will be taken on him 7 times as much. And the Lord placed a mark on Cain, so that no one finding him would kill him. Then Cain left the presence of the Lord and settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Cain had relations with his wife, and she conceived, and gave birth to Enoch. And Cain built a city, and named the city Enoch, after the name of his son. Now to Enoch was born Irad, and Irad fathered Mehujael, and Mehujael fathered Methushael, and Methushael fathered Lamech. Lamech took 2 wives for himself. The name of the one was Adah, the name of the other was Zillah. Adah gave birth to Jabal. He was the father of those who live in tents and have livestock. His brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of all those who play the lyre and flute. As for Zillah, she also gave birth to Tubal-Cain, the forger of all implements of bronze and iron. And the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. Lamech said to his wives, Adah and Zillah, Listen to my voice, you wives of Lamech. Pay attention to my words. For I have killed a man for wounding me, and a boy for striking me. If Cain is avenged 7 times, then Lamech 77 times. Adam had relations with his wife again, and she gave birth to a son, and named him Seth. For, she said, God has appointed me another child in place of Abel, because Cain killed him. To Seth also a son was born, and he named him Enosh. Then people began to call upon the name of the Lord. Chapter 5. This is the book of the generations of Adam. On the day when God created man, he made him in the likeness of God. He created them male and female, and he blessed them and named them mankind on the day when they were created. When Adam had lived 130 years, he fathered a son in his own likeness, according to his image, and named him Seth. Then the days of Adam after he fathered Seth were 800 years, and he fathered other sons and daughters. So all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. Now Seth lived 105 years and fathered Enosh. Then Seth lived another 807 years after he fathered Enosh, and he fathered other sons and daughters. So all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. Now Enosh lived 90 years and fathered Kenan. Then Enosh lived 815 years after he fathered Kenan, and he fathered other sons and daughters. So all the days of Enosh were 905 years, and he died. Now Kenan lived 70 years and fathered Mahalalel. Then Kenan lived 840 years after he fathered Mahalalel, and he fathered other sons and daughters. So all the days of Kenan were 910 years, and he died. Now Mahalalel lived 65 years and fathered Jared. Then Mahalalel lived 830 years after he fathered Jared, and he fathered other sons and daughters. So all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. Now Jared lived 162 years and fathered Enoch. Then Jared lived 800 years after he fathered Enoch, and he fathered other sons and daughters. So all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. Now Enoch lived 65 years and fathered Methuselah. Then Enoch walked with God 300 years after he fathered Methuselah, and he fathered other sons and daughters. So all the days of Enoch were 365 years. Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. Now Methuselah lived 187 years and fathered Lamech. Then Methuselah lived 782 years after he fathered Lamech, and he fathered other sons and daughters. So all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. Now Lamech lived 182 years and fathered a son, and he named him Noah, saying, "This one will give us comfort from our work, and from the hard labor of our hands, caused by the ground which the Lord has cursed." Then Lamech lived 595 years after he fathered Noah, and he fathered other sons and daughters. So all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. Now after Noah was 500 years old, Noah fathered Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Chapter 6. Now it came about when mankind began to multiply on the face of the land, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of God saw that the daughters of mankind were beautiful, and they took wives for themselves, whomever they chose. Then the Lord said, "My spirit will not remain with man forever, because he is also flesh. Nevertheless his days shall be 120 years." The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God came in to the daughters of mankind, and they bore children to them. Those were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown. Then the Lord saw that the wickedness of mankind was great on the earth, and that every intent of the thought of their hearts was only evil continually. So the Lord was sorry that he had made mankind on the earth, and he was grieved in his heart. Then the Lord said, "I will wipe out mankind, whom I have created from the face of the land, mankind and animals as well, and crawling things and the birds of the sky, for I am sorry that I have made them." But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. These are the records of the generations of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, blameless in his generation. Noah walked with God, and Noah fathered 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now the earth was corrupt in the sight of God, and the earth was filled with violence. And God looked on the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for humanity had corrupted its way upon the earth. Then God said to Noah, "The end of humanity has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence because of people, and behold, I am about to destroy them with the earth. Make for yourself an ark of gopher wood. You shall make the ark with compartments, and cover it inside and out with pitch. This is how you shall make it. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, its width 50 cubits, and its height 30 cubits. You shall make a window for the ark, and finish it to a cubit from the top, and put the door of the ark on the side, and you shall make it with lower, second, and third decks. Now behold, I myself am bringing the flood of water upon the earth, to destroy all flesh in which there is the breath of life, from under heaven. Everything that is on the earth shall perish, but I will establish my covenant with you. You shall enter the ark, you, your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives with you. And of every living thing of all flesh, You shall bring 2 of every kind into the ark, to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female. Of the birds according to their kind, and of the animals according to their kind, of every crawling thing of the ground according to its kind, 2 of every kind will come to you, to keep them alive. As for you, take for yourself some of every food that is edible, and gather it to yourself, and it shall be food for you and them. So Noah did these things according to everything that God had commanded him, so he did. Chapter 7. Then the Lord said to Noah, Enter the ark, you and all your household, for you alone I have seen to be righteous before me in this generation. You shall take with you 7 pairs of every clean animal, a male and his female, and 2 of the animals that are not clean, a male and his female. Also of the birds of the sky 7 pairs, male and female, to keep their offspring alive on the face of all the earth. For after 7 more days I will send rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, and I will wipe out from the face of land every living thing that I have made. So Noah acted in accordance with everything the Lord had commanded him. Now Noah was 600 years old when the flood of water came upon the earth. Then Noah and his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives with him entered the ark because of the waters of the flood. Of clean animals and animals that are not clean, and birds and everything that crawls on the ground, they all went into the ark to Noah by 2s, male and female, as God had commanded Noah. Now it came about after the 7 days that the waters of the flood came upon the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, on the 17th day of the month, on that day all the fountains of the great deep burst open, and the floodgates of the sky were opened. The rain fell upon the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. On this very day, Noah, Shem, Ham, Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them entered the ark, they and every animal according to its kind, and all the livestock according to their kind, and every crawling thing that crawls on the earth according to its kind, and every bird according to its kind, all sorts of birds. So they went into the ark to Noah, by 2s of all flesh, in which there was the breath of life. Those that entered, male and female of all flesh, entered as God had commanded him, and the Lord closed the door behind him. Then the flood came upon the earth for 40 days, and the water increased and lifted up the ark so that it rose above the earth. The water prevailed and increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark floated on the surface of the water. And the water prevailed more and more upon the earth, so that all the high mountains, everywhere under the heavens, were covered. The water prevailed 15 cubits higher, and the mountains were covered. So all creatures that moved on the earth perished, birds, livestock, animals, and every swarming thing that swarms upon the earth, and all mankind. Of all that was on the dry land, all in whose nostrils was the breath of the Spirit of life died. So he wiped out every living thing that was upon the face of the land, from mankind to animals to crawling things and the birds of the sky, and they were wiped out from the earth, and only Noah was left, together with those who were with him in the ark. The water prevailed upon the earth for 150 days.